Welcome back to the Diamond K Show, streaming at onfirebroadcasting.com. I am your host. My name is Diamond K. Today we're diving into a major announcement that's got hip hop fans talking coast to coast. I'm talking east to west, north to south. Verzuz is back. And it's not just back. They are coming with a matchup that is straight out of hip hop royalty. Cash Money Records versus No Limit Records, live from Las Vegas on October the 25th. And they are billing this as a celebration. I'm so glad to hear that. A celebration. It is New Orleans versus New Orleans. Two dynasties that defined an era, shaping the culture, and they gave us some of the most iconic moments in rap history, Southern rap history. Let's unpack it all. So, for those who might not remember, Verzuz was the pandemic era phenomenon. Artists battling hit for hit, catalog for catalog, while millions of fans tuned in on Instagram or Apple Music or Triller, right? They use the phone. And after a very long hiatus, some business issues, some legal stuff, and a quiet period, Verzuz is back under new leadership, reportedly partnering with X, formerly Twitter, and the team at ComplexCon for a major comeback event. And this first matchup, Cash Money Records versus No Limit Records. And it's not just a battle. They are saying this is a celebration of an entire generation of hip hop. So I like that. Here in Baltimore, so we're talking about records that are coming out of the South, Deep South, New Orleans to be exact. I was one of the first DJs here in the Baltimore region playing No Limit and Cash Money Records songs back in the 90s. We're talking about the 95. I was playing these records and folks are looking at me like, what is this? Right. And playing in clubs, also on mixtapes. And so I was down with this sound. Silk the Shocker was on my show, I guess maybe about 10 years ago. And we were talking about that. And so I'm very excited about this. It is very nostalgic. But to understand how big this is, you've got to go back to the mid 90s, late 90s. Master P built No Limit Records from the ground up, turning a small Richmond, California hustle into a New Orleans empire. He was the first hip hop mogul to show full scale independence, I think. There were other records, other companies that were independent, J Prince and Luke Records. There were many others, but we're going back to a time in the 90s where No Limit Records was dropping albums every week with that signature tank logo and the pen and pixel artwork. And then just as No Limit Records was peaking, Slim and Birdman were assembling their own army under Cash Money. But just like Master P and No Limit, this Cash Money empire actually started in the early 90s. Both labels really coming into their own locally and slowly creeping up regionally and then nationwide. So it seemed like they came out of nowhere, but they actually started making noise in their towns before the actual nation got to enjoy. So we're talking about Cash Money bringing a Juvenile, Lil Wayne, BG, Turk, Manny Fresh, of course, Baby, Birdman being a part of that. Not only behind the scenes, but as an artist as well. Cash Money had that polish. They had that bounce. They had that commercial appeal. They signed a Universal deal for $30 million. The rest is pretty much history. We're talking about the Hot Boys, 400 Degrees, the Carter, eventually Drake and Nicki being connected to that as well. So when you say No Limit versus Cash Money, you're talking about two completely different blueprints for success. One street level, one major label, both changed history forever. And of course, Master P had major label deals as well. It is going to be an exciting thing. When you talk about catalog, Cash Money's catalog, they've got radio smashes for days. You got Back That Ass Up, Go DJ, Bling Bling, Fireman, 6 Foot, 7 Foot, Stunting Like My Daddy, A Millie, the entire Carter series. I mean, I could go on and on. And then you factor in that Young Money era. So we're talking about Tyga, Nicki Minaj, Drake. That's a whole extra decade of dominance. Cash Money, Young Money, one of the most dominant labels ever. And we can't forget about Manny Fresh, who produced nearly everything on Cash Money in those early days. If Verzuz keeps the live format, I guess I can imagine Manny Fresh being behind the boards, Birdman talking slick and Wayne dropping bars. That would be a moment. I know we don't even know how it's going to be set up just yet. But on the flip side of that, No Limit Records was the ultimate machine. I would say between 1996 and 2001, they released over 60 albums. And a couple of movies: Master P, Silk the Shocker, C Murder, Mia X, Mystical, Fiend, Mac, No Limit Soldiers, TRU, The Real Untouchables. Yeah, I could go back. I definitely know the catalogs of both of these labels, the early releases as well as the more commercially known releases. But as far as No Limit Records, the music was that raw street energy. Songs like Make 'Em Say, Bout It, I Miss My Homies, Mr. Ice Cream Man. Master P's marketing was next level. He had movies, clothing line. He's had cereal, sneakers. He's been everywhere. And he's opened the door for Southern artists to control their own businesses and really laid a blueprint out. So when it comes to influence, No Limit Records, I think, wins that hands down. But we're talking about music. And when it comes to mainstream hits, I don't know, Cash Money might edge them out. It's going to be a lot to see, and I cannot wait. I don't know who wins because I don't know what the format's going to be. Is it going to be just Master P and Birdman up there? Is it going to be that live performances? What is going to happen? We don't know, but the setting is Las Vegas, October the 25th. And I'm glad that it's not happening in New Orleans, because it would be too lit. But it's happening at Las Vegas at ComplexCon. So we're going to expect some production, some visuals, maybe some guest appearances. It's going to be next level. Don't be surprised if we see Drake show some love to Cash Money, or Snoop standing with Master P. Remember, Snoop dropped The Game Is to Be Sold, Not Told under No Limit in 98. Or maybe we don't see some of these big names. I don't know, but I am expecting nostalgia. I am happy that this is a celebration. Both crews are still relevant today in the culture and in the business world. As far as the fans go, social media is already on fire. Fans are picking sides, Team Cash Money versus Team No Limit. But here's what I think, Diamond K, this is my opinion. Performance-wise, Cash Money might win because of that global catalog. Cultural impact, though, No Limit changed the game for how artists distribute their music and market it, and the masters and that whole thing. So it's not just who has the better hits, it's what they represent. And of course, the presentation. We don't know what the presentation is going to be. Hopefully this Verzuz is not just a concert, but an actual history lesson in Southern hustle. Two family-run empires that took different roads to the same goal: independence, ownership, and respect. Versus Cash Money, No Limit, October the 25th in Las Vegas. Make sure you follow On Fire Broadcasting for updates and live coverage. We will be reacting immediately following this monumental occasion. My name is Diamond K. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment. Who is your pick? The Birdman and the Bling, or Master P and the Tank? We'll be breaking it all down the night of the battle right here. Of course, you need to get in touch with me, djddiamondk@gmail.com. As always, on all social media, I am at The Diamond K Show. And of course, onfirebroadcasting.com. Hit us up on Substack, diamondk.substack.com. And I'll be back here tomorrow. I'm excited about this No Limit Cash Money versus. Stay tuned, y'all.